Welcome to my channel. I'm Safia and this is my take on letting go and surrendering to flow. The concept is to accept that change is the only constant. You can't control the world around you, only your response to it. The only thing you can control is your perspective and response to life as it is. Instead of trying to control things that you can't and then getting stressed about it, just breathe, be present, trust your intuition, and do your best in each moment so that you can move forward in life with a joyous and grateful heart. Take this time to connect to the heart center, the present moment, your intuition and perspective. Allow yourself to be present and at peace with your present. Allow yourself to be free of guilt, judgments, criticisms, and hurt that occurred in the past, as well as anxiety about the future. Letting go is not about giving up and giving in. It's about stepping into your power and knowing which battles to choose. Come to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat as we begin first by checking in with your being and then coming to some heart-centered mindful movements. We'll create some heat in the body using the Kundalini breathing exercise called Breath of Fire. So we create a pumping action with the stomach. You can place your left hand on your belly, and as you exhale, the belly button moves in towards the spine, and as you inhale, you push the hand away with your belly. So you can try that slowly a few times, deep inhales and exhales, creating that pumping action with the belly. And then you can begin to speed up the breath. Exhaling, belly sinks in towards the spine. Inhaling, belly reaches out and away from the spine. And we'll use this breath of fire for a few other practices throughout this flow. Bringing the hand back onto the knee. And then make fists with both hands and bring them to the sides of your chest. And using breath of fire, as you exhale, you're going to punch one arm forward. Inhale, bring the arm back. Exhale, punch the other arm forward. Inhale, bring it back. And flow at your own pace, using breath of fire as you punch forward and pull the arm back. Going as fast or slow as feels good to you. flowing with your breath, pumping with your belly, creating warmth in the body. On the next inhale, bringing the arm back, breathing normally, observing the sensations in your body as you release your hands onto your knees. We'll incorporate some arm circles here. Inhaling, the arms go forward and up. Exhaling, the arms go back and down. Inhaling forward and up. Exhaling back and down. Sitting up tall and observing the shoulders. Inhaling forward up. Exhaling back and down. Keep going. Keeping the breath slow and steady. And on your next exhale, bringing the arms back and down, and then forward and together in prayer. On your next inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, relaxing the shoulder blades down, keeping the breath steady. Slowly interlace the fingers and bring the palms at the level of the neck, incorporating breath of fire one last time in today's practice. On the exhale, as the belly button goes in towards the spine, the hands drop towards the hips. And as you inhale, you lift the hands up towards the chest, pumping with the belly and lifting and lowering with the arms at your own pace, bringing energy to the heart center and warmth to the body. Exhaling to press down, inhaling to lift up. And then slowly bringing your hands together in prayer. Returning to your deep, slow and steady breath. With your hands together in prayer at your heart center, reciting once in your mind or out loud the affirmation, I am grateful for and love life. Watching the way your body and breath respond to this affirmation. We'll come to Ida breathing, which is left nostril breathing, a practice that helps the body to further connect to that rest and restore mood versus fight or flight. So with Ida breathing, you can take Chin Mudra with the left hand, sealing the right nostril with the right hand, just breathing in and out through the left nostril, keeping the inhales just as long as the exhales. Slowly releasing the right hand down, coming into Chin Mudra if you took it on the left. Releasing Chin Mudra and coming into Eagle Arms. So bringing the right arm over, left arm under, crossing at the forearms, maybe the palms touch, or you can take hold of your shoulders if that feels better. Keep rolling the shoulders back and shoulder blades down towards the hips as you lift the chest. Releasing eagle arms and taking hold of opposite elbows behind your back. Coming into eagle arms on the opposite side. Right arm under, left arm over. Pressing down into the hips as you lift up through the chest and top of your head. Releasing to take hold of opposite elbows behind your back. Slowly releasing and easing your way into puppy pose. So first coming onto hands and knees and then walking the arms forward. Tops of your feet against the mat, knees reaching down, hips reaching up and back as you allow the chest to melt towards the mat. Allowing the forehead to reach into the mat as the elbows move away. And feeling the palms of the hands against the mat as you breathe and observe the back body. Slowly easing your way out of puppy pose and making your way into a wide-legged child's pose. Hips back and fingertips forward. The neck is long and the forehead is heavy. Easing into a side stretch here. Walking both hands, both arms over to the left side of your mat. Keep the collarbone wide and shoulder blades reaching down your back. Keep reaching the right hip back so that you create length and space along the right side of your body. Slowly finding your way back to center. And then walking the arms over to the right, reaching back into the left hip and breathing into the left side body. easing your way back to center. Slowly making your way up onto hands and knees as we prepare for pigeon pose. So bringing the right knee up towards the right wrist, right ankle towards the left wrist, walking the left leg back, allowing the hips to sink in towards the mat, rolling the right hip back and left hip forward. You can keep the top of the left foot against the mat, or you can tuck the toes and reach the heel back. Just getting steady in your hips in this upright position. And you can choose to stay here or lower down onto your forearms, settling into your pigeon pose. If you lower down, slowly making your way back up before switching sides. Easing off of the right hip, bringing the left leg forward, walking the right leg back. And taking the same pigeon, or just observing the pigeon pose on this side. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's a little bit trickier. Keep reaching that right hip forward and left back. Find length in the back leg and space in the front hip. Finding support with the legs and arms. And easing your way down in whatever way feels comfortable. Creating length and space in the spine. And allowing the eyes and jaw to soften. Slowly easing your way out of pigeon pose. And then finding your way onto your back with knees bent and the soles of your feet against the mat. We'll come into supported bridge pose here. So you can use a bolster, a block, or a block wrapped in a blanket for a little bit extra support and cushion. And then place it at the sacrum, so that wide bone at the base of your spine. Just allow the hips to be supported by the prop that you use. Observing the front of the body as you reach down into the feet and shoulders. You can keep the legs as they are, or straighten the legs out in front of you, allowing the heels to stay in contact with the mat as you create even more length and space in the front body while being supported by your prop. And sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to balance a prop here. Once you feel supported, maybe you can reach the heels forward and point the toes a few times, and then come back to stillness. Slowly bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet back onto the mat, easing your way out of bridge pose, pressing into the feet and shoulders to lift the hips up and move your prop away before slowly bringing the hips back down onto the mat. We'll come into supported fish pose from here. So using your prop to lift the upper and mid back away from the floor, keeping the hips and the back of the head against the mat. And then you can bring the soles of your feet together, allow the knees to fall to the sides. Just making yourself comfortable in this supported fish pose so that you can allow your body to completely soften and let go. You can keep your legs as they are or extend them out in front of you, pointing the toes forward. Slowly bend the knees to bring the soles of the feet onto the mat, pushing down into your elbows to move the prop away, coming to lie on your back. So we can take active rest here with the knees bent, soles of the feet against the mat, opening the palms to the ceiling. And when you're ready, you can reach your heels up towards the ceiling for Viparita Karani, or legs up against the wall. Staying heavy in the hips, shoulders, and back of the head, and soft in the toes, knees, fingers, and face. Returning to active rest with the knees bent and soles of the feet against the mat. When you're ready, extending your legs one at a time out in front of you, easing your way into Savasana. You can bring one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, or find any other comfortable position for your arms as you allow your body to be heavy, as you patiently and compassionately watch yourself rest. Gently welcome movement back into your body, deepening your breath, wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe turning your head from side to side. When you're ready, bending your knees and bringing them up in towards your chest as you lift your head up towards your knees. Gently roll yourself up to sit. Observing the way the serenity prayer feels with your breath and body. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. bringing your hands together in prayer, giving thanks for taking the time out of your day to take care of yourself. I thank you as always for sharing your practice with me and for allowing me to share mine with you. From my heart to yours, I wish you peace and presence.